I took and I charged our battery. So we'll go ahead and install that now. Okay, you got your fuses right here. You got your main fuse, and then you got a backup fuse in there. So that's really nice of them. That one does not seem to want to go in these holes easily. So I guess I'm just going to let that sit on there a little bit. There we go. That's number 10. Okay, so that's tight. I'm not going to worry too much about the slop in this because that looks like it's got a lock nut washer, so I'm fine with that one being the way it is. It fits really good. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that too much. I could tighten it down later if I don't like the way the seat rides moving around. But right now we're good. Okay, so you got a nut, and then you got the stem of the mirror. So the stem of the mirror is forward thread. I guess I'm going to bring that down most of the way and then move that one down. These will need to be adjusted a little bit later. These are really firm, like people said. They seem to hold to their shape and everything, so or their position. So that's cool. Okay, that's what it is. The right-hand side, the gas side, is reverse thread. So I'll just let that be a word of advice to you when you're building this. Okay, so before I use this, I use Stable. Fuel stabilizer storage stuff. This basically is a must for people that live in Michigan. It's just an additive, and basically what it does is just keep your fuel nice and happy, and it won't gum up your carburetor when you store it. I like to run it all the time, because unless you're always running it and putting fresh fuel in it and using it, it'll keep your carb in good shape without having to worry about leaving it without using it for any period of time. Now, do you absolutely need to use it? No. I mean, if you're in a warmer climate, like I said, you're refueling a lot. I don't know if I'd ever worry about it, but I don't ride all the time. Sometimes I'll go half a year without riding, and it's just a peace of mind having this in here because I don't have to worry about, winterizing and de-winterizing as much. So, yeah, it even says on here keeps fuel fresh up to 24 months. And it's good for all gasolines, including ethanol blended fuels. So, prevents gum, varnish, and corrosion. That's what we're looking to do. So to use this, 1 ounce treats up to 2.5 gallons. I got a 2-gallon tank, so we'll go just a hair under an ounce. Oh, there we go. So much better. It's got some bends, a little screw top. You just pop it on like that. Easy peasy. Okay, so how much gas did this use? About a gallon. It's a 1-gallon gas tank. That's cool. Buy a 2-gallon tank, you fill it up twice, or you can buy a cool little cheap portable 1-gallon tank and kind of strap it to the back if you're going on big adventures. Cool. Brake light work. Brake light and running light work. Headlight powers off of AC current when it's running, so it's not a big deal. This is your switch here for on and off running. Carburetor. This is your petcock or your fuel cock, whatever you want to call it. Up is your primary tank, down is your reserve tank, and if it's in the middle like that, that is no fuel. And you can see that there's a little fuel arrow, so you know what the orientation is, but up is your primary tank. When you're running out of gas, you flip this all the way down, and it runs on your reserve tank. And when you store it, and you're not running it, turn it off, so your carburetor doesn't flood, I guess. But so it's on. Don't see any fuel in the fuel filter yet, but let's give it a couple cranks so it sucks on the gas. Yeah, back to the carburetor. There's a choke on the carburetor, and I guess up is choke. So let's try it out. So we're choked. Do I need to hold the brake to start? No. That is literally the first time this thing ever fired, and you saw how effortless that was. So I'm gonna let it run on the choke for a little while. Just a hair of blue smoke, not too bad. That dried up right away. Sounds like it's running a little bit rough. Try to choke off. Choke's off. I mean, I'm lucky. This is a much more solid start than the majority of people on the old YouTube. Most people couldn't keep it idling. I'm gonna let it warm up. I'm not gonna give it any gas. I'm just gonna let it warm up on its own and see what it does. Ah, see, there we go. That's what I saw a lot of people have a problem with. It just kind of dies out like that. So let's turn the choke back on. That's what the guy did. Hit the gas again. Kind of stumbling with the choke on. Turn the choke off. Kicks up a little bit. Let's go ahead and give it a little gas. Rubbing. Now if you see a little bit of smoke off the head, off the motor, that's not a big deal. There's a lot of like paint and stuff on these when they're new, so you're going to get weird smoke for a while. You might notice a little bit of smoke off the exhaust, like a little, usually like white, which usually means like vapor. Not a big deal. If it's blue, that usually means you're burning oil. One thing you want to refrain from is revving this high. First 300 miles, it even says on there, like I said earlier, first 300 miles, keep it under 25 miles an hour. This is capable of 50 plus miles an hour. So, you know, shift through the gears, which is fine, but don't over rev and don't exceed 25 until you hit 300 miles. Okay, so after me doing that, feathering the gas, you can hear it's pretty healthy. It's got a pretty good smell off the engine because all the paints and stuff are cooking off, all the chemicals on it. So it's going to stink a little bit. Make sure you're doing this in a well-ventilated area. All right, here we go, maiden voyage. So the Ice Bear Champion is what's referred to as a semi-auto. So it has 4 gears you shift down through, no clutch. So you put it in gear, no clutch. It's kind of crazy to me because I've ridden a lot of motorcycles, but it's the first one that I've had that's semi-auto like this. So let's give it a whirl and see what it sounds like. Oh, it's torquey. Squeaky here and there, but man, it's a good little runner. Very torquey. I don't care too much for these mirrors, I'll tell you that. vibrate a little bit, and not quite. I can't really see around myself very well, so I'm thinking maybe I'll upgrade later on. I'll make it those mirrors that come off your handlebars. Yeah, this thing's cool. I like it. It's fun. And you can see the headlights should be on. Yep, headlights on. Got your high beam, low beam. Got a high beam indicator. You got a turn signal indicator. I can't remember if this has a low fuel light or not. I have to look at the instructions. But this is more like a motorcycle. It's very cool. I had one of these as a kid. Had a Honda Trail 70. Wasn't the 125, it was the smaller motor back in the day. But this thing's cool. I like it a lot. I'm gonna have some adventures with this bad boy. I'm gonna get a license plate on her and make her street legal. And probably take it camping and trail riding. Do some videos on that. Yeah, the one thing some people complain about, the downshifting using your heel. I don't care for too much on this. Like I said, I've got a heel toe shifter on my cruiser. The suspension, not the best on this, but it's definitely okay. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not gas shocks or anything like that, but I like this thing a lot. This thing's cool. Continue to warm it up a little bit. I'll show you too. This thing's so torquey. The second gear, you can take off the second gear without even trying. Wow. Well, hard to ride one-handed on this. It's not like my big motorcycle. Let me try that again. Short wheelbase, it's hard for me to get used to. There we go. So when you drive this, you just let off the gas and you shift. Just like you would with a clutch. You just don't have a clutch. It's real smooth. Not the hardest thing to drive one-handed, but if you drive like a bicycle and a motorcycle, there's a difference. I think motorcycles are easier to drive because they're longer and more stable. This is very quick to turn, so, you know, because it's a short wheelbase, it's small tires, you know the works. But yeah, this thing's pretty cool. We'll go on some adventures with this later on. Cool thing is you don't even have to shift to stop. Like, I'm in third gear, fourth gear, I don't know. You just stop, shift later, and you know, it's good to go. So this is going to be some fun, guys.